we love a good thriller that keeps you glued to the edge of your seat. And this week's new release, Apex, well, it does just that. It follows a woman fighting for her life in the Australian wilderness. And when that woman is played by Oscar winner Charlize Theron, well, you know we are in for a heck of a ride. Charlize, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I mean, listen, this is not a film. I was just telling you, I watched it. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
And if you have a fear of heights, it's probably going to make you uncomfortable a few times. Is it true that going in, you had a bit of an aversion to heights yourself?
Just a little, just a tiny bit. I have to take it slow with heights. Like, I have to introduce myself to it and make friends with it.
Okay.
And then we're buddies, and then we go party.
Did you? And you did a lot of partying in this film. And you learned how to rock climb for the role.
Yes, I did. I was so lucky. I got to learn with this incredible rock star of a rock climber, Beth Rodden, who spent a month with me and did her best to try and teach me how to pass as a rock climber.
It's always struck me as one of those sports where there's very little room for error.
Yes.
Like, if something goes sideways when you're rock climbing, that's a completely different story.
Especially without a rope, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I have such an admiration and respect for climbers now, because the dedication and the willpower and the brain power and the problem solving and the physical aspect of it, it's an incredible sport.
You've done things similar to this before in terms of stunts, and we pulled up just a few of the ways in which Charlene has impressed us over the years. You hung from the side of a helicopter in the old Guard 2 there. You trained in martial arts for fight scenes in Atomic Blonde. You performed some pretty extensive acrobatics in Aeon Flux. Are you trying to kill yourself at work?
No, I am not. I'm a mom, you know?
Yeah.
I want to go home to my kids at the end of the night. That's what's so wonderful about my business. You get to work with the best. And I have to say, in the stunt world, there are just these incredible humans who work really hard. So by the time I walk onto the set, everything's been tested and stress tested and foolproof. And the safety part of it is very important to me.
I enjoyed the chemistry between you and Taron Egerton, who's going to be here later this week to talk about the film. I don't want to give away too much, but he plays evil pretty well.
He's not very nice.
Yeah, in the film.
In the film, oh my God,
life,
he's so nice in real life.
There's something that caught my attention over the weekend that I want to ask you about. It was in the New York Times, and for our audience who may not be familiar with it, I'm just going to read just an excerpt. You were talking about this perception that some people have of you, the perception that you're a tough B word. We can't say it on morning television. Quote, it's funny because people think I'm a tough B word. A lot of people think I'm very cold. I'm sometimes a little brash, and people take that as she's so tough. And it's the complete opposite. Why do you think that is the perception? How did that come to be?
Well, like I said, I think I'm very direct. South Africans are very direct, and we don't beat around the bush. I'm not very good with small talk and things like that. And I think sometimes when I walk onto a set and I'm that direct, I think people take that as kind of like being cold or, but I'm a softie at heart. I think people are just always shocked when they hear like, oh, she cries at the drop of a hat, her kids, or when they see me, like when I'm around my kids or I talk about my kids and they're like, wait, I thought she was a bee. Oh,
so they just assume you're devoid of emotion.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just when you're direct and you kind of like look at people and you're direct with them, I think sometimes people can take that. Maybe I'm more sensitive to it because I am a South African, and sometimes I find Americans kind of so squishy, like they're so good at small talk and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm here for the water. Can we get to that?
Yeah. Well, sometimes, yes, you're right. We Americans do use a lot of words to say very few things.
Yeah.
I want to show a split screen here because there's this juxtaposition that I think people have always really enjoyed when it comes to Charlize. There's Charlize from Apex hanging off of a cliff. And there you are in a Christian Dior ad. You've worked with Christian Dior for many years now. Which one do you identify with most? Which of those two?
Well, looking at that, I look like a crazy bee. I identify with both. I feel like even when I was a kid, I would go climb trees, and then I would go play dress up in my mom's closet. I don't feel foreign in one or the other. I think women we're complex. I don't think we're one thing or the other.
You are, of course, Apex is this weekend. You've got another huge movie coming out in just a few months. By the way, it's one of those films that sold out like a year ago, yes. The Odyssey. You're in the Odyssey. What's it like being in a film that's been hyped so much for so long?
You know, it's no pressure. Actually, it is no pressure for me because I am in it for a very small part. It's an incredible ensemble cast. Matt Damon is at the head of that cast. I was very lucky to go spend the last week with them. Super fun. The news that the tickets actually sold out happened when I was shooting with them, which was like the end of the movie. And I just remember it was like my second day. And not that any of this pressure is on my shoulders, but I just went like, okay, I better not F it up for the next 3 days. It's a little bit of pressure.
Have you seen the final cut yet?
I haven't. Okay. No, I have not.
All right. Well, come back when it's out. Charlize, thank you.
I will. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And stay safe.
I will. I promise.
Stay safe.
I like coming back here. I like talking to you. I will stay safe.
All right. Charlize Theron. Apex. It hits Netflix this Friday. Check it out.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.